So I am now approaching the park entrance for King's Dominion here in Boswell, Virginia, right kind of outside of Richmond, or the Richmond area. But today is a very interesting day indeed, because we are going to have some kind of solar eclipse. Where's the sun? We're not really supposed to look at that. So we're going to see it from somewhere in the park. Here's something very interesting, guys. Right over here by guest services, we have some information for the new attractions that were announced for the 2018 season. One of them being Winterfest, so they are going to have a holiday type of event in the park, and again, that is Winterfest here at King's Dominion. And the other attraction is an actual roller coaster, or at least a RMC revamp of Hurler, and it is Twisted Timbers. It's going to be opening for the 2018 season, and wow, does that look good. I haven't been to a Cedar Fair park in about a year, and they have introduced new metal detectors at many of their parks, so that's one new change that I've noticed. But let's head in to King's Dominion. This is pretty cool. They have a Snapchat geofilter here. Looks like the King's Dominion logo, kind of in the shape of an Eiffel Tower, but yeah, that is their geofilter for Snapchat. In front of the Eiffel Tower, we do have a sign here for Twisted Timbers coming in 2018. Now, I did notice that there aren't as many trees here. Like on my last visit, I remembered this area being very shaded, you know, lots of shade and trees. I don't know why the trees have been removed. I do remember at one point they had some issues with the trees dying, so that could be that. But anyways, that's my main guess, because it does look like kind of cleaned up around here. I kind of like it. I kind of like, you know, being able to see this nice, beautiful Eiffel Tower without a bunch of trees. For the 2017 season, you can play the Battle for King's Dominion mobile app game on your phone. And from what I know, it's a fun game. I don't know if I'll be able to play it today because I might be busy riding attractions, but I might try to check it out. We'll see. One great thing with Dominator, as far as the operations are concerned, is that they do not require lockers. I think most King's Dominion attractions, you can just bring your bag right up into the station and they'll lock it up there for you, depending on which train you're on. So the game I was talking about earlier, Battle for King's Dominion, it's kind of an interactive game. Most of the attractions here have some kind of relation to the game where you can, you know, be playing a different game in each queue line, I believe. So to summarize Dominator, it's a nice, smooth, you know, awesome B&M coaster. It's one of my favorites. I mean, I don't know if it's my favorite floorless coaster. I haven't been on that many, but it's enjoyable, so I like it. So if you don't know much about, you know, floorless coasters, Kraken at SeaWorld Orlando, that is a floorless coaster. They put virtual reality on it, but it is, you know, a floorless coaster. This is a very interesting t-shirt. I don't know if I get it, but funny that they're selling it. as we approach the entrance for Volcano. I really do like the theming in this area. It does look like they actually repainted this little banner here for the main entrance. I believe last season or the season before that, it did look very faded, but now it is repainted. Looks pretty nice. So let's get on Volcano the Blast Coaster right now. The line is already pretty long, and my best guess is because of the operations. They're just not, you know, getting enough coaster trains out there, you know, in a timely manner. Volcano is also part of the Battle for King's Dominion mobile app. You guys can see we have another backdrop right here and the queue line for Volcano.
Now you can do the, yeah. Well, there's not a cloud in the sky now. There was a bunch when we came in. But
well, this is new. Last season they did not have these, you know, ads right here. It was all just switchbacks. So in the morning, these switchbacks are generally not filled, but later on they all do fill up, as well as the ones behind me, right over there, and the wait time can be hours long, just because it takes a little while to load everybody up and get these trains dispatched. And we do have some stats for Volcano the Blast Coaster. A top speed of 60 miles per hour, a height of 155 feet, the track length is 2,757 feet, and the maximum angle is 90 degrees.
We hope you enjoyed your ride on Volcano, the last coaster. Please exit.
We are now inside the station for Volcano the Blast Coaster.
Good afternoon on site and enjoy your ride. Enjoy your ride. As a reminder, backpack self.
Well, that is Volcano the Blast Coaster. Just did it. It was awesome. It's definitely a very enjoyable ride. A little bit like shaky though, but I mean, I think overall I do enjoy it for the most part. So here it is, Volcano. And a fun fact, before Volcano operated, they used to have a log flume in this volcano, and I believe this is part of the, at least the layout for the log flume. Not entirely sure, but that may be the case. So, I just got off Volcano, like I said, and we are going to go right on over to Intimidator 305. Guys, this is my ultimate favorite attraction here. All I gotta say is, wow, is Intimidator 305 absolutely amazing. I really like how Intimidator 305 has its own area, you know, of the park. And as we turn around here, they have their whole plaza. We have Dale Earnhardt's race car. All of his wins are displayed right here on this wall. Many, many wins for Dale Earnhardt. They are operating 2 trains on Intimidator 305 this morning. So that means walk on for quite a bit.
For the comfort of all guests, smoking is prohibited except in designated smoking areas located adjacent to most.
Intimidator 305 opened in 2010, and it's been, you know, thrilling guests ever since. And it's going to be about 8 years since King's Dominion has gotten a new coaster, but their new Twisted Timbers will be the next one. Like I said, totally no line for Intimidator 305.
Failure to follow riding instructions may result in injury to yourself.
Intimidator 305 is also part of the Battle for King's Dominion mobile app game or smartphone game, and we'll definitely try to, you know, play the game a little bit later on if we can. Here is a view of, you know, the waits, basically station wait. Well, I just did Intimidator 305. That was awesome. Never gets old. Awesome ride. Here's a view of Anaconda creeping up that lift hill. We are now here in the gift shop for Intimidator 305. It has changed a lot over the years. You know, you will notice that there just isn't as much Intimidator 305 merchandise. It's because the ride isn't, you know, it's 7 years old. They sold the merchandise in the beginning. They have some things still like this drawstring bag with the Intimidator 305 logo on there in, you know, black and blue. But many of the other types of merchandise, all King's Dominion shirts and stuff. There goes the train right into the station. We're going right back through the queue line. You have a test seat right here. You can sit down and make sure you fit. Here's a view of the extended queue line for Intimidator 305. Obviously, there isn't a line, but you know, this attraction doesn't generally, you know, sustain a long line because they, you know, are generally running 2 trains. But when they do have 1 train operations, you can be waiting for longer periods of time than normal. And we do have these statistics for Intimidator 305. The maximum height is 305 feet. The length is 5,100 feet. The speed is 91 miles per hour. And the duration is 1 minute and 50 seconds. If you're waiting for the front row, they advise you to be in the right lane, which we are in.
Hotel covered. Platinum passes for you and your crew covered. Text Grizzly to 52439 for your shopping centers, and Quaker's Aiken.
Well, here's one last view of Intimidator 305. We're going to come back during the solar eclipse and try to get a ride on it. I don't really know if we'll be able to see much because of the clouds, but I definitely expect it to get darker, at least for the most part. I've heard multiple things about how long the solar eclipse is going to last for. One person told me like 2 minutes, somebody else said like 4 hours. So I think it's gonna last for 4 hours because of the different time zones. People will experience it at different times in the US, but I think in one particular location it doesn't last for longer than like 2 minutes. So I don't know, we'll see, but I'm gonna try to go over to Backlot Stunt Coaster now and get on that one. You may be wondering what this big building right here is. This is Flight of Fear. Been on it before. It's an indoor coaster, and it's sort of like Joker's Jinx from Six Flags America, but it's all indoor. So it's a Premier Rides, they're called like spaghetti launched coasters because the track's like crazy. It's like a spaghetti mess. But anyways, we'll try to do that later on. Probably not during the solar eclipse because if we're inside, like we're not gonna see anything. We gotta be outside. It is now time for Backlot Stunt Coaster. Let's get in line and do it. And I've never experienced a rollback on it, but they do have a warning sign. Well, Backlot Stunt Coaster was awesome. I did enjoy that ride. And here is a view of the ending for Backlot Stunt Coaster. I am now out on the midway here at King's Dominion. It's like the heart of, you know, King's Dominion. It's kind of not very busy today. It's pretty dead. I wonder if the solar eclipse has anything to do with it. There is something I definitely want to show you guys, and it is the Twisted Timbers construction. I want to do a whole construction update video. That's gonna be like a separate video. I'm not going to put that in this video. So be sure to, you know, stay tuned for a separate construction update for Twisted Timbers. I did miss the Barbecue Brew Fest by just one day. It looks like it is now over. Alrighty guys, so we are about to ride the Rebel Yell. It's one of the older coasters here at King's Dominion. It's been here for quite some time, and I wanted to point out that they did actually, in fact, reprofile the drop area of the ride. You'll tell that the regular lift hill is white. The reprofiled part of the attraction has not been painted. Maybe it's just me, and maybe I'm used to Walt Disney World Parks and SeaWorld, but like I'm looking at the overall park areas, and they could improve this park. I mean, I don't know, it's just they could improve this park. Some of the areas are looking a little bad, especially all these like puddles here and cracks in the pavement. Like I'm sure they could fix that at some point. So I just rode one side of Rebel Yell. I actually rode the right side. So I think I'm going to ride the left side now. That was actually much smoother. Like that was considerably smoother than my last ride on it. I think during the 2016 season. Yeah, it was like 20, so last season. And my last season ride was very rough. This one was better, obviously, because they retracked it, so I could tell the difference, but we'll see if the other side is pretty much the same, or if it's worse, or if it's better. Just beside the entrance for Rebel Yell, they actually have a plaque dedicated to Ace right here. So this coaster is actually an Ace roller coaster landmark. We actually have a few of them on the East Coast. They're saying, please remove your hands from the fence. Please do not touch the fence. Wonder which rider that is. Oh, they're in the back. Oh, they're still doing it. That's funny. I just got off the Rebel Yell, and so now I'm going to do that Hurler Twisted Timbers construction update. Twisted Timbers, but it used to be Hurler. I'm gonna do that construction update right now, and I will get back to you guys as soon as that is done. Before I do the construction update, I'm actually going to ride Windseeker. Windseeker was added for the 2012 season, from what I know, and it is a very enjoyable experience. They actually have many Windseekers at many of the Cedar Fair parks. Alright guys, so some fans wanted to be in the video. Yeah, you wanted to give a shout out to your Instagram?
Madeline_Jamison.
Alright, go follow her.
Nancy24.
Go follow her.
Kennedy Fogart.
There is Delirium right there, Thrilling Riders. So today we are going to be dining at the Country Kitchen. It's a great restaurant for, you know, fried chicken, mac and cheese, and all sorts of other great barbecue dishes. So I decided to go with the pulled pork sandwich with some barbecue sauce, some mac and cheese, and some mashed potatoes with no gravy. I really like how they added the year to the floral. I think it looks, you know, very nice. We're about to do Grizzly. You guys know what's very interesting? All of the lights are on in the queue line and on the station right here. So they're preparing for the Eclipse. They definitely are starting to turn on some of the lighting around the park, which is very interesting. And then it's just gonna get dark at some point. Apparently, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be total darkness. I know that in like some areas like South Carolina it will be, but I don't know. Should be interesting to see kind of what happens. Maybe get a ride on Intimidator during it. I love how they have a sign right here that says, do not touch, like it's actually gonna eat you. I haven't seen any like signs around the park warning people about using proper like eye protection. I haven't really heard anything about the solar eclipse at all. So it's funny because I've been seeing like tweets from Disney World and other parks, and they have signs everywhere. I mean, they're telling guests about what's going to happen. Here it's like, whatever happens, happens. People are already starting to put on like solar eclipse glasses and they're looking up. It is now time to get in line for Intimidator 305. So this is funny, Intimidator 305 is closed. Not sure why. I don't think it's related to the solar eclipse, you know, but it could be possible. We're not really sure at this moment. So just gonna get in line, see what happens. So they are now operating again. Time to get in line.
305 is an aggressive thrill ride which features intense elements and high speeds. Riders will experience extended periods of high G-forces and negative G-forces, airtime. This ride should only be ridden by those guests who are in good physical and mental condition appropriate for an aggressive thrill ride. Please follow all riding instructions. In order to ride, hold tight. For larger guests, the yellow stitching must be visible when the seatbelt is pulled.
Riding on the train, 2017 Solar Eclipse has begun. We ask that you please not stare directly into the sun if you do not have the proper visual glasses to look at the sun. Once again, please do not look at the sun if you do not have the proper glasses to look at it. Ready? Okay.
Gentlemen! Start your engine!
So apparently we are in a solar eclipse. I do not see the sun, but you know, I'm sure it's interesting. Intimidator 305 is now down for weather conditions. We have an empty train right there. They just ran a cycle, brought us back into the station, but not entirely sure if it's due to a thunderstorm, because it looks like we have some storm clouds up there. It actually didn't get very dark at all. It's kind of like a sunset. Alright, they wanted to say hi for the vlog. We're about to do Anaconda. So just right when I got off Anaconda, they closed it for weather. So it seems like I kind of got lucky there, but I don't know if I want to push my luck again and get in line for something and see it close. So for right now, we're gonna ride Flight of Fear, which is our indoor coaster. It's kind of like UFO alien themed, so has a cool theme. But like I said, we're gonna ride it now. It's an indoor coaster, so we shouldn't have any issues with it closing since you know, the weather does not affect it.
Why is that alien look better than I do? He's making a video of this and working. Stop laughing. God, stop talking. Thank God this side is worth waiting in a line for 30 freaking minutes. Dude, okay, let's try this thing again. Check, I had a boyfriend, he better be sucking on my toes. My feet hurting from standing.
Alrighty guys, so I was just able to ride Flight of Fear. Thought that was awesome. And I think now I'm going to go over to the Eiffel Tower and go up to the top of that and get some views of Hurler that I will use for my construction update. Not totally finished filming that, but I'm trying to figure out like what I haven't done, because I've done most of the coasters here. Maybe the avalanche coaster I still have to do, but I think I've done everything pretty much. Here are the singing mushrooms performing. The mushrooms are not performing, but the frog is. Not really sure what's going on.